Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. Wow, fabulous day today. Thursday the 30th of July. Um, I'm getting confused with my days these days. Honestly, it must be the age. Guys, welcome to Thursday's edition. Fabulous day today outside if you're in the UK. Listen, without further ado, should we get to it? Let's get to it. Guys, I want to start today's show with a legend that I want to say a couple of things about. John Lewis. Many of you won't know him. He was not your Obama. He was not your Martin Luther King. However, he marched with Martin Luther King. He was on Selma at the bridge, the famous march. He was at the Million People March. We're doing the Million People. He was at the Million Man March, the original. We're doing the Million People March on the 30th of August. John Lewis dedicated his life to racism and fighting racism. All of us here today that have the vote, where we're black and we can vote in the UK, let's look to people like John Lewis. He died last week, guys, at the age of 80, sadly. Obama, when Obama took office, he was one of the first people that Obama wrote to and said, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here today. He rode side by side with Martin Luther King. And I want to finish off before I play this video by saying this to my black folk. You see this guy, you lot don't know him because he's not a superstar, but he is a superstar to those who know. If he became a superstar, all of you will hate him today just like you hate Obama. You would. Because if he'd become a superstar, if he tried to run for big stuff, I mean, he's been a member of the House of Representatives for about 20, 30 plus years, and many years. But he never went up to the Senate, but he was a top boy in determining what happens to black people. And I say this, if he had tried to run for a glamorous office where the world knows who you are, the right wing would have crushed this guy just like they crushed Obama, just like they crushed Oprah. So I'm going to dedicate the first video to John Lewis, my hero, my champion, and a guy who makes protesting sexy.
To long-time Georgia Congressman and civil rights leader John Lewis. Right now, his body is lying in state at the Georgia Capitol. Thousands paid their respects during a public viewing. Earlier, Lewis's motorcade made its way through Atlanta, taking the parkway named in his honor past the John Lewis Hero mural. The city's mayor recorded a special message she received about the man known for making good trouble.
I was deeply moved a couple of days ago when his chief of staff, Michael Collins, shared with me that the congressman was intently watching the news of Atlanta and proud of the leadership that's been shown. And so, Governor, when the good trouble continues, know that it is with the blessings of Congressman Lewis.
Former President Barack Obama will deliver the eulogy at today's funeral. Former Presidents Bill Clinton and George W. Bush will attend the service as well at the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Rest in peace, and may his soul be received in heaven, and let him go join and sit down at the same tables as Nelson Mandela, as Martin Luther King, as Malcolm X, as Marcus Garvey, and all of our heroes, past who have moved on to the other side. Guys, let's get to the other side of the show now. My first video is regarding who's doing the shooting. As you guys will know, I've been keeping an eye on the fake news, Trump government trying to blame shootings on black people and gangs and all of this. Well, listen, let me not say no more. Take a look at my next video, guys.
Police say they have identified a suspected white supremacist that they believe was trying to incite the riots following the killing of George Floyd. According to the search warrant, the man is associated with the Aryan Cowboys, which the Anti-Defamation League lists as a white supremacist prison and street gang. CNN is not naming the suspect, who has been dubbed Umbrella Man, as police say no charges have been filed yet.
Now, the guy is called the Umbrella Man, from a gang and a crew that is both in prison and outside of white supremacists and in the police force. When they're in prison, they team up with the racist prison officers. When they're out, they team up with racist officers, even though they're criminals themselves. But as long as you got your white supremacists, then they forgive your crime and yeah, your brotherhood. I'll show you another video now. Show you what the administration is pushing. They're still pushing their stuff so bad that even their friends, Fox News, wasn't willing to show the depth that they're prepared to go to make people scared, make people think that black people and these people are out of control. We got to send troops in. That's the levels they're descending to. It's a race to the bottom in the nastiness. Guys, have a look at this video. The way they're still pushing their agenda. Take a look.
Does perception match reality? I'm Michael Smerconish in Philadelphia. These days, it's tough to watch the news. Last weekend, 15 people shot at a funeral in Chicago. Then 3 fishing buddies shot to death in Florida. In Atlanta, New Orleans, Washington, other cities, shooting victims have included children. For example, on July 12 in Brooklyn, a 1-year-old boy killed by gunfire in his stroller while picnicking with his family. And of course, for 58 straight nights, there's been protesting, sometimes violence, rioting, and looting in 16 square blocks of downtown Portland. The conflict between law enforcement and the protesters is not letting up. Last night, federal troops again clashed with thousands of Portland protesters. In the early hours of Thursday morning, the city's mayor got caught up in the fray and was among those who were tear-gassed. 3 hours north in Seattle, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, or CHAZ, was cleared July 1st after a series of violent events, including the death of a teenager. And of course, Seattle and Portland followed Minneapolis, where the killing of George Floyd sparked days of tumult and protests, both peaceful and violent, across the country. Perhaps it's no wonder then that President Trump has sought to portray himself as the thin blue line that separates order from anarchy. At yesterday's presser, White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany played a video so full of violence that Fox News execs decided to pull away.
These are not the actions of so-called peaceful protesters, and the Trump administration will not stand by and allow anarchy in our streets. Law and order will prevail, and I have a short video for you because I want it to be real, what is happening right now in Portland. So if we could play that video, that'd be great.
All right, we were not expecting that video, and our management here at Fox News has decided we will pull away from that at this time.
Welcome back, guys. I mean, even Fox's management said, we're not going to show that video. We're not going to show you that video. Why do you think the administration is going to find a video that even their own supporters are prepared to show? Because they don't trust that that video is real. Let me just tell you guys now. They don't trust that video is real. For all they know, the videos from one of their agitators who've done something that's so bad they can put on TV and say, look, look, look. That's what I think. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just a common sense person. I put 2 and 2 together. Why would Fox not want to air that? Fox, who supports this narrative, why would they not air it? The answer to me is pretty obvious. So let's keep it moving. You can see what tip they're still on, right? No matter what's going on, they're still driving down the same agenda. Right wing, when they're on the road, you know, when they're on the flipping motorway, there is no turning back. They don't care who they kill, who they drive over. They don't care whose body they drive their car over, as long as they're heading for that promised land. That's right wing agenda for you. So guys, my next video, guys, right, is now the CNN brought 6 ex-Trump voters, and this is a view of how they now see Trump, how they now see the vote they made in 2016. Suffice to say that many of them regret voting that bastard in, yeah? One is actually worried he will now give up power, yeah? Which people are worried about, because that's the kind of guy he is. He's the kind of guy that can take that country to war. He's no different to all the other generals who, General Lee and the rest of them, that started the Civil War. Take a look, guys.
away from the presidential election, the perfect time for another New Day voter panel. This morning, we bring you part 2 of our conversation with 6 voters from Texas and Florida, all of whom voted for President Trump in 2016. We wanted to know how they feel about President Trump's leadership today. Tommy, you are a lifelong Republican. You say you come from a diehard Republican family. Your mom, your dad's a cop, your brother. So tell us how you've reached this opinion that you don't want to vote for him again.
He's an embarrassment. I voted for Ted Cruz in the primary, and I did vote for Donald Trump in 2016. It started way before then, but I think Helsinki was probably the breaking point for me. And then you look at all the serious people around him that, after walking away from this administration, has completely obliterated any idea that Donald Trump is this, statesman-like president.
That, and if I can add, the rest of the Republican Party, people like Yoho and Williams and Gates, these guys are making me nauseous to be a Republican, and I've been one since I'm 18 years old. I'll be 60 this year. And it's nauseating to me the way this party behaves. I can't understand why the party hasn't said we need a better solution than the man we have right now.
I'm first generation American. My dad's Cuban, my mom's Colombian. I'm completely pro-life from womb to opposing the death penalty. There are conservative values that still don't fit with everything. My point is, you can't wholeheartedly bring people to the table and have them discuss policy when your rhetoric, your own tone, your own words are divisive.
I don't think a lot of conservatives or Republicans know Joe Biden that well. He was the head of the Judiciary Committee when Clarence Thomas was confirmed for the Supreme Court. Of all of the Democrats that are running, Joe Biden is center of left more than anyone else.
So are you saying, Tommy, that you are getting comfortable with voting for Joe Biden?
Absolutely. I am, absolutely. He's a decent man.
You'd rather...
The line will tell people like Robert Byrd, who was an actual former Grand Wizard of the KKK. So if you call him a decent man, that's actually a slap in the face to any minority thinking person.
Now we have a president who just simply won't leave. So when this election occurs, and if it's not, the result isn't in his favor, I don't think the man's going to leave. And that scares me because the peaceful transfer of power is a bedrock of this country. And when we see that, literally, I think all hell's going to break loose.
Show off.
Welcome back, guys. On to my last video now for the day. We're all having the same problem as this poor doctor. The main crux of this story is the doctor's battle, where he says he now has 2 fights. He's fighting a pandemic and he's fighting stupidity. And that's what's happening. Seriously. We're fighting a pandemic and we're fighting stupidity. Absolute no-brainness. Okay? And that's the fight that people like me have with this platform. Not that I'm trying to convince people, but people decide to jump on my flipping platform and make their witchcraft comment. So take a look at my last video and see the fight that's on. And there's a senator who's now caught corona, who never wanted to wear masks, rubbish masks, and now he's got it. And the one time he was ever filmed with a mask, he wasn't with a mask, he was a scarf, because he had to. The man puts his corona down to the mask while he was I was trying to adjust my face on the mask, so that's how I caught corona. That's the level of stupidity from educated folk who have our lives in their hands. This is an MP type of person, so he's got constituents that he's fighting for, and this is the rubbish that they spew, guys. So you understand what the doctor's saying at the end of this video. Take a look, guys.
But Texas Congressman Louis Gohmert did not make that trip. Shortly before he was to board Air Force One, he tested positive. Gohmert suggested wearing a mask made him sick.
I can't help but wonder if by keeping a mask on and keeping it in place, that if I might have put some germs, some of the virus onto the mask and breathed it in.
And worth mentioning, many people at the president's event Wednesday in Texas were not wearing masks or social distancing. One Texas doctor says he's frustrated that so many people refuse to do the simplest things to prevent the virus from spreading.
Yeah, my motto has been, at the present time, I'm pretty much fighting two wars. A war against COVID and a war against stupidity. And the problem is that the first one, I have some hope about winning, but the second one is becoming more and more difficult to treat. And why do I say that? Because people are not listening. Whether it's we're backed up by science or just plain old common sense. People are not listening throughout the country.
Welcome back, guys. We're now at the end of the show. Just a quick update. I attended with my co-chair, one of my co-chairs, Ken Hines. We attended the Met Police's, the British Police's headquarters. You might as well say that it's the Met Police, the largest force in London. We was at Scotland Yard today, guys, and apparently the police. I said to the officers, well, we're moving ahead with this, and he said to me, yes, we know. We know this is happening. That's why you're sat here in front of us. So basically, guys, this is huge. This is gone crazy. We're gonna get those numbers. So come and join us, guys. Let's make it a fantastic day, a great day out, and let's listen to some great speeches. We got some great speakers lined up, guys. Great speakers. Top speakers, right? We're not even telling you guys everything yet, all right? But it's going to be a wicked, promising day, and let's hope some policies come out of it. That's the whole intention. All right, guys, so have a fabulous day. Been great having you guys today, and I look forward to seeing you all on Friday for our last edition. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.